You're listening to Geek on the Mic. Geek on the Mic. A podcast all about the Chicago Bears. This podcast starts right now. Geek on the Mic.
Hey, what's going on, Bears fans? Thank you so much for joining me for another Bears episode. And today is the day. NFL playoff, NFC Wildcard playoff between the Bears and the Saints. And I couldn't do this little episode without the man that brought me up as a Bears fan, the myth, the legend, my dad. What's going on, Dad?
What's going on, son?
You know, it's an interesting day today because the Bears somehow are back in the playoffs.
Yes, they are. Man, they squeaked in. We finished off 8-8 the last four games. We went 3-1, so we sneaked in. So we still had to have a team win, but it is what it is. We're in.
We're in, and no one can say shit about it, right?
Can't take it away from them.
You know what I mean? So today, we were doing something interesting. We are going to do a live reaction video, and this is going to be raw footage. It's going to be the first live reaction of this new Bears channel, and I'm looking forward to it. You're going to get the raw emotion from my dad. There's multiple times where he almost takes my hand off, but we're going to see how it goes. But what's your thoughts about the game today before we get this started?
Oh, man, it's just up and down, man. You just don't know what Bears team you're going to see.
Right.
I mean, we've seen them be very good, but then we've also seen them very bad. So
right,
you just don't know what team is going to show up.
And the report we got this morning is that Mitch Trubisky may be done after today. So don't be surprised if Mitch Trubisky struggles, that if he gets benched again, that is it. Mitch Trubisky is done in Chicago.
Oh, yeah. I very much see first quarter, maybe into the second quarter, if Mitch is struggling, I see them bringing in Nick Foles.
And hoping for that playoff magic.
Right,
you know,
right.
They call him what, Big Dick Nick or something?
I guess that's what they call him, but since he came in for us, he Little Dick Nick. He ain't did shit.
That is true. But today we got the Gale Sayers signed football. We got the Bears helmet for the good juju. Hoping for something amazing. But before we start this live reaction, make sure you subscribe to this channel. Make sure you like the video. Make sure you let all Bears fans know about this podcast. And let's get this live reaction started. Hey, and bear down.
Bear down.
Nice. Let's go, D. Come on. Come on.
Comes the blitz. Saints connect for the first. Breeze hits time. Now being chased.
Let's go. Let's go.
Jimmy Graham on the field here on first down, and Trubisky launches in. And it is pulled down by.
Let's go.
That's what you get to do, Jim.
Yeah, they snap it. They get it back to him. Montgomery taking the snap. Trubisky launching it.
Come on, bro. Damn it. Hey, count the push-ups. Denzel, count the push-ups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
As you see three guys really close to the center, they're shutting the run down.
Hill has the ball taken out of his hands, and it's caught in the air by Jenkins.
That's on.
Run up the first line.
First down.
And it is halftime of the Bears and the Saints, and it's 7-3.
Yeah, 7-3.
So I don't know. I don't know how the Bears are staying in there, but
It's called defense.
It's called defense. The defense is playing out of their mind. But the first thing I'd like to think about is Javon Wims, the easy touchdown catch, and drops it.
Yeah, it's a shame, but you got to move on.
Right.
Got to move on.
A lot of people on Bleacher Report are saying this is the Javon Wims revenge game. You know, the first one,
Yes.
Gardner Johnson, he punched him, gave him the two-piece in the biscuit, and
sure did.
He's trying to prove something here. You can tell.
Exactly.
But what's your take of the first half so far?
Not what I expected, man, because I thought everybody from ESPN and all that shit, we was going to get mopped with the floor by the Saints. I mean, it's 7-3. We're in the ball game.
Right.
We just got to make plays. And I don't know who the hell is calling the plays over there. If it's Matt Nagy, he needs to give it back to Bill Lazor.
Right. Real quick. So it's 7-3 ball game. The defense is actually playing really well. Robert Quinn's getting some pressure. Clomac's doing his thing. Defense has a couple of turnovers already on the Saints. So it's a really good game plan so far by Chuck Pagano and the Bears defense. So what do they need to do the same thing in the second half?
I think they need to come out doing the same thing that they're doing, making sure they got an eye on Kamara. I mean, because he's the one guy that's going to beat you. Michael Thomas doesn't scare me. It's Kamara. Every time he's touching the ball, he's getting 6-7 yards. We got to shut that shit down.
So what do the Bears offense need to do in order to get some points on the board and come out with a win?
We need to go back to what we were doing when we went on those 3-game win streaks. We need to run the ball. We get David Montgomery going. We get the ball in the second half. We need to go down and score, get some points, and then we need to go back to doing what we did in those 3 games.
Yeah, so like I said, it's 7-3 in favor of the Saints at the end of the first half, but the Bears have a chance. So let's get back to the second half. Bear down.
One catch for Robinson for 2 yards. Here's
He's hurting this. Got a baby.
Back passing to you.
Well, here's the passing opportunity.
Nice.
Strike. High play. Buy some time.
Nice. A-Rod, let's go. Where you at? Oh, that's off. The face mask? No. Chrissy, you gotta step up, buddy.
Got hit when he threw it. Keep his team in the game. 2nd and 5.
Number 20 in coverage. You have
It's back to Cook.
coverage. We paid him $70 million to rush the passer.
The Chicago Bears. They have dismissed themselves in a great fashion. For 3 straight seasons, we have dealt with shitty offenses. But this was just the frosting on top, the cherry on top to hopefully end the tenure of Matt Nagy, Ryan Pace, and, of course, my lovely friend, Mitchell Trubisky. The final score, 21-9 in favor of the Saints. As you can see, my dad has 2 teams. He has an AFC team and an NFC team. His AFC team is obviously the Pittsburgh Steelers. He has switched the jersey. Dad, can you please tell me why you switched the jerseys?
Because I got sick and tired of watching this bullshit. This shit was just fucking horrible.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
the defense, time and time again,
Yeah.
gets thrown out there. They stop them. They let them drive a little bit. We get them off the field.
Yeah.
And then our offense does the same shit that they've been doing for fucking 3 years.
Right.
I get it that Matt Nagy doesn't have a losing season, but he was brought here to change the motherfucking offense.
Right.
So if you can't do that, you need to take your punk ass back to Rhode Island, where the fuck you came from. Because you're not getting it done.
And as we expected, this will probably be the end of Mitchell Trubisky. It was another just subpar performance for him. He just is not getting it done, and Bears fans deserve better. We all deserve better. Obviously, the media was right. The Bears were 1-6 against teams over 500 before the playoffs, and it showed today that we didn't belong in the playoffs.
See, but the whole thing about Mitchell Trubisky, though, that has to fall on Ryan Pace.
Yeah.
Ryan Pace put us back about 5 to 10 years. He had a chance to get Watson. He had a chance to get Prescott. He had a chance to get any other guy. But you bring in Mike fucking Glennon and Mitchell fucking Trubisky. I'm not going to blame Trubisky because he wasn't asked to be drafted by the Bears.
Right.
Ryan Pace, you moved up 3 fucking spots to get a guy that can't even read defenses.
Yeah. Yeah, so obviously the Bears defense didn't play bad. They were just on the field for too long. The Bears defense, I believe, got us 2 turnovers a day in Saints territory. Offense didn't do anything with it. Right. But that's just been the norm for the last 3 years under Matt Nagy. Like you just said, he was supposed to come here and change the Bears offense, but obviously he didn't. Right. Obviously they said that his job was safe before this playoff game, but I'm not sure it's safe after what we just witnessed. And if he does come back next year, that tells me personally that the Chicago Bears do not want to win.
Right. I get it, man. We always talk about firing Lovie Smith after 10-6 season. Matt Nagy has gone 3 years, hasn't had a losing season, went to the playoffs twice. I understand that. But his job, he's supposed to be a quarterback guru. You have not shown me you're a guru at quarterbacks.
Right.
You might be a good coach building the team up, but as far as offensive coordinator, you fucking suck.
Right. Right.
You need to let it go.
Exactly. And that's another thing is that was Matt Nagy calling the plays. You cannot convince me that was Bill Lazor.
No.
It was not Bill Lazor. It was the same boring-ass, vanilla-ass Matt Nagy offense today. And 9 points in a wild card playoff game is honestly the perfect ending, hopefully, of Matt Nagy's tenure with the Chicago Bears.
Well, it's actually 3 points.
Yes.
I mean, you get a touchdown with 20 seconds left, but once again, you claim that your tight ends is a big part of your offense. Where the fuck was your tight ends? You throw the ball to Jimmy Graham with fucking 10 seconds left.
And
he catch the ball with one hand.
One hand.
There's nobody on the field that can cover him. He's 6'7", you dumb fucker.
Yeah.
Give him the ball.
Yeah.
Why did we sign him?
Right.
What's the point of signing him if you're not going to give him the ball?
Right. It's a very frustrating day for Bears fans, but look at here. We would have won. We would have probably got our ass beat to Green Bay anyways. It sucks, but...
Shit, but that ain't the point. I mean, and we can sit here and say that we had all these people out. You still had a chance to win the game.
You did.
Believe people. The score was 7-3, and you're fucking throwing the ball. That kind of reminds me of when we went to Chicago and we went and watched that Green Bay Bears game.
Yeah.
And we were losing 7-3, and he thought we were down 21-0.
Right.
Establish the run, bro. It's 7-3.
Yeah, and obviously I am so. I may look calm, but I am so heated right now that I didn't even get any fucking stats because I don't give two flying fucks anymore about getting no stats.
Right.
It was terrible. There's not even any stats on the offense because in the second half they only had 3 possessions.
Right.
3 possessions.
Right.
And the defense is not off the hook either.
Right.
Missed tackles. They're tired. I get it, but you can't miss tackles on 3rd and 12.
Right. And then another thing I just want to bring up, man, how my son said that I changed it to my Pittsburgh gear. I don't want to hear my family out there talking about I'm a bandwagon. I liked fucking Jerome Bettis the bus when he was at fucking Notre Dame, so I don't want to hear shit about I'm a bandwagon. I've liked Pittsburgh ever since I was 8 years old.
Right.
All right. So, yeah, the Bears is my first team. They play like shit. It's time to move on. And now it's time to watch Pittsburgh whoop that Cleveland ass.
All right. So, like I always said, we are just fans. It's all right to be hurt. We deserve better as fans. Hopefully they make some changes. I wish the best of luck to Mitch Trubisky. I know he's not going to be a Bear next year, so I wish the best of luck to him. And whatever happens with Matt Nagy and Ryan Pace, I don't wish any bad intentions towards them.
I don't wish no ill feelings,
yeah.
But I just feel like Ryan Pace has been here long enough to know better. He's good at the late drafting, but he's no good at the first, second, third rounds.
Right.
So my thing is, you need to decide on where this franchise is going.
Right.
Like, because it's not going in the right direction.
Yeah, and it didn't work, and you just move on from that.
Right.
And that's all we can say. But any last words until we wrap up the 2020 Bears season?
Well, it's just frustrating, man, especially for me, because being a Bears fan since '82, it's just the same old bullshit. Either our defense is good and we don't score no points, or our offense is good when we have Brandon Marshall, we average 28 points, and our defense sucks. So they need to figure this out. And just like I said earlier, if we're losing with Khalil Mack and all those good players over there on the defensive end,
right.
If we're already losing with you, we might as well just clean house.
Right, rebuild.
What's the point? We do this every time. We get this great defense and get these great defensive players, and we can't do shit with it.
It's probably about time to spend some money on the offense, on the offensive side of the ball, and let the defense suck for a little bit. Right. At least we're going to be scoring points, But thank you so much for coming on. I hope you guys enjoyed the live reaction video. That was raw emotions from us today. That's how we are every single week, not just when the Bears happen to get into the playoffs, but that's us every week. So
right.
I appreciate you coming on.
No problem.
But make sure you drop a subscription below. That'll be much appreciated. Make sure you like this video. Make sure you let all the Bears fans that you know about my podcast. That'll be much appreciated. But other than that, I'll be back with an all-new Bears video soon. Thanks, guys.
Now this is a podcast all about Bears. You either cheering for this team or just pulling your hair. I like to take a minute, just sit right back and tell you how I became the #1 Bears fan. That boy is Benny Hunter. Cake on the mic, cake on the mic, cake on the mic, cake on the mic. People, this the intro. Sacramento, California, born and raised. And Antelope is where I spend most of my days. Talk bad about my team, you must be a clown. This is Keek on the mic, so you know you better bear down. Bear down.